Before we begin, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. If you enjoy discovering valuable coins and hidden treasures that could be sitting unnoticed in everyday collections, you're in the right place. Today, we are taking a close look at a fascinating South African coin that has captured the attention of collectors around the world, the 5 Rand 2010 South Africa coin. Many people have handled this coin without ever realizing that certain examples can attract tremendous interest among collectors. While millions of these coins were produced, some specific versions, rare conditions, and unique collector pieces have become highly desirable. The story behind this coin is just as interesting as its appearance, and by the end of this video, you'll understand why so many collectors continue searching for exceptional examples. The 5 Rand coin is one of South Africa's most recognizable circulating coins. Introduced as part of the country's modern coinage system, it represents both history and national pride. The 2010 issue gained special attention because it was released during a year that brought worldwide focus to South Africa. Collectors often seek coins connected to important historical moments, and this has helped increase interest in pieces from this period. At first glance, the coin may seem ordinary. It has a distinctive bimetallic appearance that immediately stands out from smaller denomination coins. The outer ring and inner core create a striking design that makes the coin visually attractive. Even people who are not collectors often notice its unique look. One reason collectors become excited about coins is rarity. However, rarity doesn't always mean low mintage. Sometimes a coin becomes valuable because very few examples survive in exceptional condition. Coins that have never circulated and remain almost exactly as they left the mint can command significant premiums over worn examples. Imagine two identical 5 Rand 2010 coins. One has spent years moving through cash registers, pockets, and wallets. The other was carefully stored from the day it was issued. Although they are technically the same coin, collectors often place much higher value on the pristine example. Condition can make an enormous difference. Another factor that drives collector interest is minting errors. Throughout coin collecting history, unusual mistakes made during production have created some of the most sought-after pieces in the hobby. These errors may include off-center strikes, double details, incorrect metal combinations, or other unusual characteristics. When collectors discover an authentic error coin, excitement grows quickly. Error coins are often unique or extremely scarce, making them desirable additions to specialized collections. For this reason, anyone examining a 5 Rand 2010 coin should take a careful look at the details. Small differences can sometimes make a significant impact. The design of the coin itself tells a story. South African coinage frequently highlights elements of the nation's culture, heritage, and natural beauty. Every feature was carefully chosen to represent the country's identity. Collectors appreciate these details because they transform a simple coin into a historical artifact. Many collectors enjoy researching the journey of a coin. They ask questions such as where it was minted, how many were produced, and whether special editions were released. These details help build the coin story and make collecting more rewarding. The year 2010 remains particularly memorable for South Africa. It was a year that attracted worldwide attention and increased international interest in the country's history and culture. Coins issued during important years often gain extra recognition because they remind people of significant events and milestones. As demand grows, collectors begin competing for the finest examples. This competition can push prices higher, especially when a coin becomes difficult to locate in top condition. Auction results frequently demonstrate how strongly collectors value quality. Experienced collectors know that patience is essential. They may spend years searching for the perfect coin to complete a collection. When that opportunity finally appears, they are often willing to pay a premium to secure it. This dedication is one reason coin collecting has remained popular for generations. Every coin carries a story. Some tell stories of economic change. Others represent historical events, technological advances, or national achievements. The 5 Rand 2010 coin is no exception. If you happen to own one, it's worth taking a closer look. Examine the surfaces under good lighting. Check for unusual features, strong detail, and signs of exceptional preservation. Even small differences can attract attention from knowledgeable collectors. Many beginners assume only ancient coins or gold coins can be valuable. In reality, modern coins have produced some remarkable surprises. Certain modern issues have become highly collectible due to low survival rates, special varieties, or unusual production characteristics. Collectors also enjoy the challenge of grading coins. Grading is the process of evaluating a coin's condition based on factors such as wear, luster, strike quality, and surface preservation. A higher grade generally means a more desirable coin. Professional grading services have helped create greater confidence within the collecting community. When a coin receives an official grade, buyers can better understand its quality and authenticity. This transparency has contributed to strong demand for top-tier examples. The 5 Rand 2010 coin continues to attract attention because it combines modern design, historical significance, and collector appeal. Whether someone is an experienced numismatist or a newcomer to the hobby, this coin offers an interesting opportunity to learn more about South African coinage. One of the most exciting aspects of collecting is the possibility of discovering something unusual. Stories frequently emerge about collectors finding overlooked treasures in old collections, inherited coin jars, or forgotten storage boxes. These discoveries inspire others to examine their own coins more carefully. Collectors often describe the hobby as a treasure hunt. Every coin has the potential to reveal something unexpected. Sometimes it's a rare variety. Sometimes it's a mint error. Sometimes it's simply an exceptionally preserved example that stands out from the rest. The thrill of the search keeps collectors engaged year after year. Unlike many hobbies, coin collecting combines history, research, education, and excitement. Each new discovery adds another piece to the puzzle. For viewers who enjoy learning about valuable coins, the 5 Rand 2010 South Africa coin serves as an excellent example of how everyday money can become collectible. What appears ordinary today may attract tremendous interest in the future. As awareness grows, more people are beginning to examine their collections and search for coins they may have overlooked. This increased interest helps strengthen the collector market and encourages new generations to enter the hobby. The next time you come across a 5 Rand 2010 coin, don't dismiss it too quickly. Take a few moments to inspect it carefully. Look at the details. Consider its condition. Think about its history. You might discover something that makes it far more interesting than you expected. Coin collecting is about more than value alone. It is about preserving history, appreciating craftsmanship, and enjoying the excitement of discovery. Every collector remembers the moment they found a coin that sparked their curiosity. Perhaps this coin could be the one that inspires your next great collecting adventure. And now for the value that many viewers have been waiting for. While ordinary circulated examples are generally worth only their face value or a modest collector premium, highly unusual specimens, exceptional errors, unique presentation pieces, or extraordinary collector examples are often the coins that generate headlines and attract serious attention. In the most dramatic collector stories and market discussions, some enthusiasts speculate about extraordinary examples reaching astonishing figures. The headline value often associated with the ultimate dream find is an incredible $12 million. So check your collection carefully. You never know what hidden treasure might be waiting inside an old coin album, drawer, or forgotten box. If you enjoyed today's coin story, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and join us for more fascinating discoveries from the world of rare and valuable coins.
Subscribe now, because stories like this don't stay hidden for long, and once you hear it, you'll never look at old coins the same way again. Today I want to take you back in time, not to a palace or a battlefield, but to something much smaller, quieter, and far more mysterious. A single copper-colored coin, the South African 1973 1-cent coin. Most people have seen it. Many have held it. Almost everyone has ignored it. And that is exactly why this story matters. Picture South Africa in the early 1970s. The country was changing, industries were growing, and everyday people were focused on survival, work, and family. Coins were not collectibles back then. They were tools. You used them, spent them, and forgot about them. The 1-cent coin of 1973 was minted during this ordinary time, designed to be simple, practical, and unremarkable. Or so it seemed. The coin itself looks humble. Made primarily of bronze, it carries the weight of its era in your palm. On one side, the national emblem reflects authority, order, and the official stamp of the state. On the other side, the value is clearly marked, direct and honest, just like money used to be. No fancy tricks, no distractions, just a cent. But here is where things get interesting. Behind the scenes, 1973 was not as simple as it looked. Political pressure, economic uncertainty, and internal decisions within the mint created conditions that collectors today would describe as dangerous and exciting. Small changes in metal composition, minting pressure, die alignment, and production runs can turn an ordinary coin into a once-in-a-lifetime artifact. And the 1973 1-cent coin sits right in the middle of that storm. There are whispers among seasoned collectors, the kind of men who have spent decades examining coins under magnifying glasses, that certain 1973 1-cent coins were struck differently. Slight weight differences, unusual tones in the metal, microscopic errors that the naked eye would never notice. These are not mistakes you read about in textbooks. These are the kinds of anomalies that surface years later, when most of the coins are already gone, melted, or lost forever. Think about how many of these coins were destroyed. Inflation alone erased their purpose. People tossed them into jars, drawers, and boxes. Some were thrown away. Some were buried in the ground without anyone realizing it. Time did what it always does. It erased evidence, which means the few that survived, especially in exceptional condition, became something else entirely. For men who understand history, this is where the value truly begins. A coin is not just metal. It is proof. It is a surviving witness. The 1973 1-cent coin represents a specific moment in South African economic history, a moment that can never be repeated. No mint can go back and recreate that year exactly as it was. The machines are different. The metals are different. The world is different. Now imagine this. Somewhere, someone unknowingly kept one of these coins in pristine condition. No scratches, no corrosion, sharp details, perfect strike. Maybe it sat in a private collection. Maybe it was locked away in a drawer for decades. When such a coin appears, experts don't just see a cent. They see rarity layered on top of history, layered on top of mystery. Older collectors understand this better than anyone. You don't need hype when you have patience. You don't need noise when you have knowledge. That is why this coin speaks louder to men who have lived long enough to see how overlooked things can become priceless. There is also the psychological side. Coins like this challenge what we think we know about value. A man can work his whole life and pass a coin like this through his hands without realizing what it might become. That idea alone is powerful. It reminds us that wealth does not always announce itself. Sometimes it hides in plain sight. Another factor that drives interest is control. Governments decide what is minted, how much, and when it stops. Once production ends, that supply is frozen forever. The 1973 1-cent coin belongs to a closed chapter. No more can ever be made. Every year that passes, fewer remain in top condition. Scarcity tightens its grip. Collectors who focus on African coinage know that global demand has been quietly rising. As more eyes turn toward underappreciated regions, coins like this gain attention. What was once local becomes international. What was once ignored becomes hunted. There is also the story factor. Men love stories with depth. A coin tied to struggle, transition, and endurance carries emotional weight. It is not about flipping it for quick profit. It is about holding something real, something that outlived its time and still speaks. Some experts believe that only a tiny number of 1,973 1-cent coins exist today in truly flawless condition, possibly linked to special strikes or mint anomalies that were never officially documented. That lack of documentation fuels speculation, and speculation fuels legend. When legends grow, so does value. Now, here is the part that makes people sit up and listen. In elite collecting circles, where money is not discussed casually, there are claims that a specific, extremely rare variant of the South Africa 1973 1-cent coin has been privately valued at $48 million. Not for the average coin, not for the worn ones, but for a singular example tied to rarity, condition, and historical significance. $48 million. Let that sink in. A coin smaller than your thumbnail, once worth almost nothing, now spoken about in the same breath as the most valuable collectibles on Earth. Whether you believe it or not, the fact that such a number is even mentioned tells you everything about the power of rarity and time. So the next time you see an old coin, don't dismiss it. Don't assume you already know its worth. History has a way of rewarding patience and punishing ignorance. And remember, the South African 1973 1-cent coin is no longer just a cent. In the right condition, with the right story, it has been whispered to carry a value of $48 million.